On this back-to-school edition of Inside Education, everything you need to know before the new school year begins. We'll take you on a tour of one of the Clark County School District's brand new schools. It's one of 2 new elementary schools opening this school year. Plus, CCSD's Transportation Department is rolling out a brand new app. Wait until you see what it does. Then meet some of the newest officers to the Clark County School District Police Force and learn how they are helping keep our kids safe. We've also got information on teacher hiring, back-to-school fairs, community resources, and much more. Inside Education starts right now. Thanks so much for joining us for this back-to-school edition of Inside Education. I'm your host, Mitch Truswell. It's hard to believe, but summer break is coming to an end, which means it's almost time for the new school year to begin. The first day of class for the Clark County School District is Monday, August 12th. That's when more than 320,000 students will walk into their classrooms for the first time, ready to learn and start the new year off right. Well, there's a lot of information parents, students, and staff members need to know before that first day of school, and we've got your back-to-school basics covered. But we begin with a look at school safety and the 4-legged officers that will make appearances on middle and high school campuses. Inside Education's Kathy Top caught up with one of the CCSD school police canine units to see exactly how these dogs can help keep students safe. Kathy?
Mitch, the Clark County School District Police Department currently has 4 canine officers. They are detection dogs, meaning they're specially trained to sniff out and find firearms. School police started using the dogs in their prevention efforts in February, so this will be the first full school year students will see canines on campus.
We're going to find it because the dogs are really good at what they do.
Meet Ziggy, a not quite yet 2-year-old black lab, and CCSD police officer Rob Harris, Ziggy's other half.
A dog can search that classroom in 5 minutes or less, where it would take a human being probably 15 or 20 minutes.
Together, they are one of 4 CCSD police canine officer teams dedicated to sniffing out firearms in Valley classrooms. The visits to CCSD schools are random, with each dog typically visiting several schools a day.
And their sole focus is to locate firearms, so to keep guns out of schools and to keep kids safe.
We tagged along as Ziggy and Officer Harris demonstrated a drill to show us how the dogs work.
Our dogs are trained to locate 4 specific smells. Post-blast residue, so that's just a fancy way of saying after a gun's been fired, it has a distinct smell. The casings, the ammo itself, and then gun oil.
First, a firearm is hidden in a locker. Note the gloves. They're used to make sure a friendly scent isn't transferred. Then, Ziggy goes to work.
Oh, that's good. Come here.
Officer Harris watches for specific changes in Ziggy's behavior. For example, aggressive wagging of his tail.
Oh, he's a good boy.
The dogs can canvass classrooms as well, finding firearms that may be tucked away in backpacks or bags.
That tail's picked up, that head's really darting, and he keeps looking at me. The positive reaction from the kids and from the district is overwhelming.
The canine officers will also make appearances at CCSD elementary schools, so younger students can learn about the dogs and how they work. We should also mention that the canine units work hand in hand with other police departments like Henderson, North Las Vegas, and Metro as part of their partnerships to protect schools and the community. Mitch?
Kathy, thank you for that story. As we know, the best way to ensure student safety is to stop events before they happen. A quick reminder that anyone who has information regarding a safety issue is encouraged to contact their school administrator or local law enforcement agency. CCSD Police Department operates a tip line that is available 24/7. The phone number is 702-799-0228. Information, of course, can also be shared through the Safe Voice app that can be installed on phones by visiting safevoicenv.org or by calling 833-216-SAFE. Well, safety has been a topic of discussion in recent weeks in relation to dean of school positions. The district needs to trim $17 million from its budget, and dean positions were on the cutting block. After much community debate and input, Clark County School District Superintendent Dr. Jesus Jara announced the district will not eliminate the Dean of Students position for this coming school year. Instead, CCSD middle and high schools will need to reduce their budgets by approximately $98 per student. The superintendent held a news conference, which the district streamed live on Facebook.
The resounding message from all stakeholders, including teachers, support professionals, our principals, and our community, was that the decision was best left to our principals along with their school organizational teams.
The superintendent also announced that the district will rethink how students are disciplined. Part of that strategy includes creating a student success project facilitator position in select secondary schools. Well, even with the new school year fast approaching, the Clark County School District continues to recruit teachers. Like many school districts across the country, the district faces a teacher shortage. Joining me now is Tia Mathis-Coleman, the district's Director of Recruitment, Diversity, and High Need Areas, to fill us in on the district's recruiting efforts. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
So I know, I was asking you, did you take any time off this summer? Of course you didn't, because it's one of those jobs that you got to be here and make sure that we have enough teachers. So we checked in a couple of months ago with you where we were. So over the summer, how have recruiting efforts gone?
Well, we've had a great recruitment year. So far this year, we've recruited about 1,300 licensed teachers. Wow. Well, we've recruited well over 1,300, but we've offered 1,300 of them contracts for the next school year. So we still do have vacancies, but the important thing for the community to realize is that the district is constantly recruiting and hiring.
This is a year-round.
Year-round. So even though school starts in just a couple weeks, we will continue to hire teachers throughout the fall semester.
Okay, so approximately, I know it's going to be a ballpark because it changes every day. So on August 12th, the first day of school, do you know approximately how many vacancies there will be?
Well, I know that as of today, we have approximately 700 vacancies.
Okay.
We are hoping that in the next couple of weeks, we will be able to hire hundreds of teachers still for the first day of school. Okay. So we're hoping that we will not start the school year with 700 vacancies.
Right. In that case, then what happens? So it's a substitute that fills in?
In most cases, a classroom will start with a long-term sub.
Okay.
Those are professional employees of the district that have gone through an onboarding process and are equipped with the tools to start off a new classroom the first day of school. So I know parents have concerns about their child being in a classroom with a long-term sub, but we want you to know that principals select individuals who are a good fit for their school. So they're not just placing subs, we are selecting individuals that will be a good fit for your school and for your classroom until a licensed teacher can be in that classroom.
Okay. What is it that is working?
Well, we have 4 full-time recruiters that travel the country, and their job is to attract and recruit people to come here in the Clark County School District. So they're not just recruiting for the district, they're recruiting for Las Vegas. They have to be able to sell the environment. And so I think what works is when we have people who are from Nevada telling people the great things that we have to offer here in the city and why they want to be a part of the Clark County School District. It is challenging convincing a new college graduate to leave their friends and family and come over to Clark County School District, or even convincing a more seasoned teacher to leave an already established career and make the transition. But it does happen. So it's just a matter of cultivating our recruitment and making sure we're contacting those individuals and helping them through the process as much as possible.
Right. We've talked about this before, and just like, this is not just a CCSD issue, it's schools across the country, and I'm not sure it's, in the past, special education teachers have been in short supply. I forget, the elementary teachers?
Elementary, science, and math are our high need areas.
Right, okay. So what is it, again, that is leading to this shortage? Fewer people are going into this career?
Yes, I would say the greatest challenge is that our institutions of higher education are not producing enough traditionally trained teachers. And by that we mean people who from their freshman year are taking classes to become a teacher. Most of our diversity and most of those numbers are coming from our ARL programs. So our traditionally trained teacher programs, there's a shortage all across the U.S. So people just aren't going into school to be teachers anymore.
But you're getting them from other industries when they decide they want to make a change, and that's the
Yes.
alternate route to licensure, the
Yes.
ARL program. Well, I'm glad that that's successful. So give me 3 characteristics you want in a good teacher that comes here. What would that be?
We want someone who is excited to be here.
Right.
We're passionate about student achievement and success, and just excited to help mentor and encourage the next generation. I know that probably wasn't 3.
No, that was good. No, appreciate your time and continued success. I know we need teachers, and you're working hard. Appreciate it.
Thank you for
Thanks
having
for your
me.
time. Parents, if you haven't already, please make sure you register your students for class. Parents of currently enrolled students can complete online registration via their Infinite Campus portal. New families to CCSD may register online at register.ccsd.net, or of course they can visit their zoned school. After completing the online registration, parents must bring the required documents to their child's zoned school to complete the registration process. If you have questions about your zoned school, visit ccsd.net/schools/zoning or call the Demographics and Zoning Office, 702-799-6430. And there will be no change in Clark County School District meal prices for the 2019-20 school year. The food service website provides pricing information, menus, nutrition details, and other important information. It also includes a link to myschoolbucks.com where you can make online payments to a student's meal account. Many students are eligible for free or reduced price meals through the National School Lunch Program. For questions on the application process, email myschoolsmeals@nv.ccsd.net. You can also call 1-800-819-7556. If you're looking for a way to get up to speed on the new school year, there are a couple back-to-school fairs that can certainly help you. Each location will have at least 50 different booths loaded with information from CCSD, nonprofit groups, community agencies, as well as some local businesses. Here are the upcoming fairs. If you're looking for immunizations, the only option is to go to Meadows Mall on August 3rd. The cost for immunizations will range from no copay to low fee and no charge, depending on a family's insurance status. Please bring your child's immunization record as well as insurance card. At both fairs, you will find information about school transportation, zoning, school lunches, registration, and much more. Well, speaking of transportation, in terms of keeping tabs on CCSD bus service, there's now an app for that. Yes, CCSD's Transportation Department is rolling out a new app for the school year. Joining me are Michael Moore and Aaron Leonard from the CCSD Transportation Department to tell us more about it. This is pretty exciting. This is an app that was actually created in your department. I think we should point that out. You didn't buy this. You guys created it, so you saved a lot of money for the district, so kudos to that. Why don't we start with you, Aaron? Tell us what this app will do.
What this app does is it allows parents to create an account. They can link students to their account just by using their student number and date of birth. Then they'll be able to see their students' transportation information, as well as any upcoming changes that happen throughout the year. For students who are receiving special transportation services, they can schedule an absence, a period of time where they know their student isn't going to ride the bus. That'll notify the transportation department. And they can also see on a map where their stop is, where the school is, and during the scheduled times for the route, they can track where that bus is.
Actually track the bus. That's very cool. Part of that means that, so when you're wondering where the bus is, if your student is at the bus stop, there's like an ETA function, is there not?
Yes, yes there is.
That's awesome. So what do we need to do to get the app?
In order to do that, you can search for CCSD onboard being one word, on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. You could also go to getonboard.ccsd.net, and it has direct links to both stores there.
Okay, so this works on mobile devices. So we said Apple, we said Android. Also works like on an iPad, right?
Yes.
Something like that? Okay, that's very cool. Well, one of the things that's kind of interesting is because I know that the Transportation Department had been talking about this kind of service, but at the same time, a student named Myra was doing some sort of project that kind of made you think, you know, we really need to do this. Maybe that's something, Michael, you can address.
Yeah, Myra and another girl did their capstone at ECTA for their 2018 senior year on a bus tracking app.
Right.
And it comes, necessity is the mother of invention, and it comes from her being at the bus stop and her bus being delayed and how frustrated she would get with that. So she came up with the idea of doing a bus app. So the communication between the bus driver and the students, so that way they can determine where they're going. We watched this presentation. It was very timely because we got done doing a couple proof of concepts with 2 other vendors. Right. And then Aaron had redone our bus alert system to show the schools where the bus is in relation to the stops involved on the route. So if somebody called the school and says, my bus is late, they could look and see where it's at.
Right.
Well, with that piece of technology, we brought Aaron in and asked Aaron, do you think that we can create this app? And he looked at that and said, sure, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. That's awesome. So so the school already has the ability, every bus has a GPS. Is that how you know where they all are, or how do we know where the bus is?
Each bus has a GPS in it. Okay. Our telemetrics provider has been on the bus for, I don't know, about 10 years now. They also provide bus inspections and all that. It's more for tracking for accidents or if somebody complains that this bus was speeding. But there is an API, or in other words, something that a programmer can attach to get information out.
Okay.
And so Aaron's really pulling that GPS data and storing it elsewhere, and we're just utilizing that service for our bus tracking app.
Okay. So this is just the first version. Do you expect that maybe there might be some way to advance it in the future? I mean, I understand it's not going to be, people may be used to Lyft or Uber and it tells you exactly where the car is. That's a different system, probably more expensive. Yours is not going to be quite as precise, but do you see any possible maybe advancements to the app in the future that are possible?
Yeah, I do. One other initiative that's separate, but we can also make use of in the future, is the initiative to put tablets on the buses, which helps the frontline offices to communicate with the drivers more efficiently. Another benefit of that, which is very significant, is it puts a 4G device on the bus that we can pull GPS data from, which, like you said, that's how Uber and Lyft work. They use the phone of the driver in order to tell what the position is, and they can pretty much request locations whenever they want, which is something that unfortunately we haven't been able to do now. So we're looking forward to that in the future.
Okay, so for those that maybe don't have a mobile device or something, I guess is there a way they can obviously, if they have a question about their route, is there some other place, is there a website that they can go to if they don't have a mobile device available or maybe not a smartphone?
We have transportation.ccsd.net, and there's a big yellow button on there. It says Get Route Information.
There you go.
And if you click that button, you're taken to a website for, if you know your student's or your child's student ID number and their birth date, you can put that in there and you can get the specific information for your child. Okay. If you don't know that, but you have your address, which everybody should know, you can put that in there and you can get the bus route information for the schools that are zoned for your address.
Okay, well that's good. Again, it's called CCSD On Board. It's available now and it will be ready for the first day of school. Appreciate Michael and Aaron your time today.
Thank you very much, sir.
And that was a great invention and good for saving the district some money too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there will be 2 new schools welcoming students when classes begin on Monday, August 12th. Both are elementary schools aimed at helping to alleviate overcrowding in the Southwest and the Southeast Valley. While every school in the Clark County School District is preparing for a new school year, the process is even more crucial for a brand new school, as we found out during a tour of Sandra B. Abston Elementary. Violet Colavito is getting ready for August 12th. She's been setting up her classroom for several days now, far ahead of what is required, and that's because she's excited to be part of a brand new school.
We're about 2 weeks from having to actually be here, and there's people all over the building. There's throughout the whole day, so it just seems like everybody's really excited.
Just down the hall, Ben Osmera will be teaching 2nd grade students. He too is looking forward to the new school year in a brand new building.
It's cool because everybody's on the same page. It doesn't matter if you're a first-year teacher or teaching 20 years like me or coming from another state or whatever. You're all on the same page and everything is new.
The principal of Sandra B. Abston Elementary School, Jeff Heibarger, says it's crunch time in terms of preparing the school for students and staff. But he's confident they'll be ready to go, and he's determined to give students the right first impression on their first day.
Totally welcomed, totally enveloped in a community that they know they're safe, that the people that work with them and serve them.
Heibarger has long-term plans to create a science and STEM focus at the school, something all students will be exposed to in their classes, and something that fits perfectly at Abston, which is home of the Astros. Students can expect a lot of references throughout the school to space, astronomy, rockets, aviation, and more.
Eventually what you'll see here is a mural that'll have a really cool rendered Earth, and it'll be a big Earth with a sign on it that says "You are welcome here."
Eventually, Heibarger hopes he'll be able to add a full-time STEM educator and has the goal of making Abston a future governor's designated STEM school. For librarian Emily Holm, her goal is getting the library ready for students.
This is my very first opportunity to open a new school and open a new library.
With help, she's been able to place thousands of books on shelves in the appropriate order and ready to offer students a path to reading.
When they come in, I really just want them to love the space and feel welcome.
Abston is designed for kindergarten through 5th grade students, accommodating at least 850 students. The school will also offer pre-K programs and programs for primary and intermediate students affected by autism. Sandra Abston Elementary is located near Tropicana and Wallapai. The other new school opening this year is Earl N. Jenkins Elementary, and that's located near Hollywood Boulevard and Vegas Valley Drive. Jenkins Elementary is expected to alleviate overcrowding at Iverson, Hal Smith, and Cynthia Cunningham Elementary Schools. Well, back to school is also a busy time for the many groups that provide what are often called the wraparound services at many CCSD schools. Communities in Schools, for example, helps connect students and their families with educational and community-based resources. The bottom line is to help students from dropping out of school. Joining us is Sherry Ward. She's the Executive Director of Communities in Schools of Southern Nevada. Sherry, welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Let's start with just kind of the basic overview. For a lot of folks that may not be familiar with Communities in Schools, what kinds of things can you connect students with? What services? This is kind of not the educational part so much, but some of the other support services, right?
Right, and so what we do is have a full-time person in the school, at least one, and what they do is they find out what the needs are of the students, and then what we like to do is bring the community to the school. So like if it's tutors, or if it's mentors, or if it's glasses, or if it's hygiene, you know, any of the things that might be needed, we try to bring our community together and provide those for the students.
Right, and I was asking you, it seems like you're adding more and more schools.
Yes.
In Southern Nevada. How many schools are you in right now? And I believe you're adding some new ones.
Yeah, so this last year we were in 48 schools, and this is K through 12,
right.
And this year we're adding 6 more.
Okay, and when you say you're in those schools, that means there is at least one, unless it's a high school, 2 on-site facilitators, right?
Right, right. And they're the ones that meet with the kids, meet with them, find out what the areas are, and it's, like I said, it's all about that caring adult relationship, you know, and seeing what it is that is the barrier for the kids and why they're doing what they're doing or why they're not doing what they should be doing.
Right. I was curious about this. There are many reasons, I'm sure, that students drop out of school, but you're saying that this can sometimes, it starts in the early years. Explain that progression, how it does often happen and how it relates or how it turns into a student dropping out.
Right, so it does start in elementary. You know, it could be they're not getting to school. You know, they have all these absences, so they get behind, or they struggle with the language, whatever it is, and so they're already behind in elementary. Then they go on to middle school. Middle school is a tough time anyway, sure. And then still, you know, once you're behind and if you can't make it up and if you don't have somebody like seeing that's going on and really helping you, they get on to high school and then they go, oh my goodness, you know, I'm not going to make it. I'm so far behind, you know, that kind of thing. And that's kind of when it happens, or it happens at 8th grade even.
Right,
you know?
Right. And it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Right. And if they're trying to get, say they're trying to get out of poverty and they don't even see that there's an option for them.
Right. You made an important point about just being someone, an on-site facilitator is someone who just really connects with a student and really shows them that somebody cares. And you say that makes probably the biggest difference in your success with students.
Yes, and that is the major thing with Communities in Schools, is that we are the caring adult in their life. And it's like, sometimes it's just to listen to them, to know they're heard, to really build that relationship so you can find out what it is. You know, kids act out,
Right.
Well, then you get to know them, you find out, like they don't have a parent in their life. It could be they've moved 5 times, they don't have any of their stuff. It can be anything like that.
Right. They're there to help.
Yes.
We do want to make a quick mention. You've got a kind of a school supplies drive coming up on August 2nd. How do people get involved with that? They can go online, or they can drop off supplies.
Yes, so they can either go online to csnevada.org and they can donate, or they can go to the Sam's Club at Arroyo Crossing, which is 215 in Rainbow,
Right.
5:30 in the morning to 7:30 at night, or to the Galleria Mall from 10 in the morning to 7:30 at night.
Wow. Okay. And then we should also point out that if you want to donate something else, you can go to the website, cisnevada.org, and you can also, you need hygiene kits. You need
Uniforms, alarm clocks, so
Yeah.
there's all sorts of things, and you could get your family involved, and have them help with you.
Easy way to help. Okay. Hey, appreciate the good work you do to try and keep kids in school and kind of meet those needs that are often outside the classroom.
Yes.
Appreciate your help.
Okay, thanks,
Thanks, Sherry. And again, if you want to get in touch with Communities in Schools, cisnevada.org. Well, we know we gave you a lot of things to think about during this program as you get ready for the new school year to start. If you are looking for one centralized source for everything back to school for the Clark County School District, make sure to check out the district's online back to school resource. There you can find information on registration, transportation, food service safety, and much more. The address for the webpage is on your screen. We hope to take some time to click through it and see what's there. There is a lot of great information there. We want to thank you for watching and also having an interest in our public education system. A reminder that you can catch this episode and past episodes of Inside Education on the Vegas PBS website or YouTube page. We want to wish every student and staff member a great first day of school on August 12th. We're back in 2 weeks with a special School Matters edition of Inside Education, and we hope to see you then.